ऊर्ध्वपुण्ड्रवन्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, in the last class we completed the Shikshavalli, the entire discussion regarding the relative merits of karma and jnanam. That was the concluding commentary by Shankaracharya on the Shikshavalli. And in the last class we got into the second Valli, that is Brahmananda Valli, and I also read the Sahanavatu Sahanavubhanaktu a little bit. But I think that we can repeat it today also, because we can count it as the first class in Brahmavalli. Last class, it was what in the previous class, it can be counted as the last class in Shikshavalli. Today's class can be counted as the first class in Brahmavalli. So we can repeat a little bit. Let us read this Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. So this is the mantra which is again being read, which is again being recited for averting any disturbances, any obstacles in the process of learning. So that is what Shankaracharya is going to say. We read a couple of lines in the last class. I will again read. Atita vidya praptyupasarga prashamanartha shanti patita. That is, we read it, so that's why I am reading it alone. Atita vidya praptyupasarga prashamanartha. That is, Atita vidya. Atita vidya means whatever was told in the earlier section. That is, earlier section is Shikshavalli. In the Shikshavalli, what was the vidya that was told? It was upasanas. Samhitopasana, Omkaropasana, Vyahrutipasana, various upasanas, Panktopasana, etc. Various upasanas have been told. So, Atita Vidya Prapti, Upasarga Prashamanartha. Upasarga means obstacle. Prashamanartha means to avert those obstacles. Shanti Patita, what is that? Shanno Mitra, etc. etc. That was the Shanti mantra for that. Idanim tu, now, Vakshiyamana Brahma Vidya Prapti Upasargopashamanartha Shanti Pathyate Shanno Mitra iti. So now Vakshiyamana Brahma Vidya. Vakshiyamana means that is going to be told. Vakshiyamana, that is going to be told. What is that? Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya Prapti Upasarga. Brahma Vidya Praptau Upasarga. In the case of while studying this Brahma Vidya, there can be obstacles. Upasarga means an obstacle. Upasarga, Prashamanartha, Upashamanartha. Upashamanam means to suppress it. Upashamana literally means suppressing. Upashamanartha, Shanti Pathyate, Shanti Patha is being read. That is Shanno Mitra iti. In fact, this Shanno Mitra, Sahana Bhavatu iti. This Sahana Bhavatu we have read earlier also. In Kathopanishad and some other places, we have read this, even including the Bhashyam. But Shankaracharya is again giving a commentary on that. This also we read a couple of lines. That is, Shanno Mitra Ityadi Purvavat Swashtam. Shanno Mitra, etc. It was explained even earlier in the beginning of Shikshavalli. Now Sahana Bhavatu. Saha Nau. Nau means Shishya Acharyav. Saha means together. Not Sa and Visarga. Sa plus Ha. Saha. Saha means together. Nau. Nau means Me Nau Naha. That is, two of us, that is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Now, Avatu, Shishyacharyav, Sahaiva, Avatu. Avatu means Rakshatu. May that Supreme Brahma protect us both. So that is the thing. May Supreme Brahma protect us both, so that the Vidya, process of Vidya, can go on in an uninterrupted manner. Then Sahanau Bhunaktu. Now, both two of us, Saha, together. Bhunaktu. Bhunaktu means Palayatu. Palayatu means let him take care. Let the God take care of us. Palayatu. Palinchadam. We know the word Palinchadam. Raja is Palayati. Raja, Prajan, Praja, Palayati. That is, what is it, Praja, Palayati? That is the rules. That is, he takes care of them in all aspects. So, Sahanau Bhunaktu. And this word Bhunaktu, Bhunkte, we have seen that word earlier also in, what is that, Ishavasya Upanishad. Tena Tektena Bhunjitha Bhuje. There also the meaning given was Palayetha. By that Tyaga, by that sense of renunciation, you take care of yourself. You conduct your life in that manner. So that is the meaning. Conducting one's life in that way, taking care in that manner. So that is the meaning of Palayetha. So Sahanau Bhunaktu. Then Saha Viryam. Viryam means Vidyadinimittam Samarthyam. That is, Viryam is the ability, number one, on the part of the teacher to communicate, and the ability on the part of the student to grasp it. So the ability on both parts. So that is an effective communication. When the teacher is able to communicate and the student is able to receive, that is an effective, successful communication. Saha Viryam Vidyadinimittam Samarthyam. That is Adhyapana Samarthyam and Grahana Samarthyam. And I read one line from this Vanamala. Samarthyam apekshitam uhapohadi lakshanam. That is, if I say one thing, you should be able to visualize some other things also. I may not tell all the things. If I say something, you should be able to visualize many other. If I give one example, you should be able to visualize similar examples. That is the samarthyam. So uhapohadi samarthyam. So let that samarthyam karavavahi, nirvartayavahi. That is, may we accomplish such viryam. May we attain that viryam in this process of learning. Then tejasvi navadhitamastu. Now adhitam tejasvi astu. Now means by us. Adhitam. Now avayoho tejasvinoho. By us, whatever is studied, tejasvi astu. Tejasvi means very powerful. It is not as though you study it and then you are not able to defend it, you are not able to explain it properly. When somebody puts a question, you are not able to explain it properly. So you should be able to powerfully explain it. You should be able to powerfully explain to anyone any sort of doubt. You should be able to clarify. So that is Tejasvi. Tejasvi means brilliant, powerful. Tejasvi, now avayoho, tejasvinoho. Avayoho means both of us. What is the characteristic of both of us? Tejasvi now. We are also Tejasvi now. We are also powerful people. So Tejasvi now. By us, whatever is adhitam. Adhitam means whatever is learnt. Tejasvi suadhitam astu. Suadhitam means well absorbed. Suadhitam, well absorbed, well learnt, well grasped. So astu. Then arthajnana yogyam astu ityarthaha. That is, may we grasp the whole meaning of that Veda. Arthajnana yogyam astu. So up to this point we read in the last class, we just repeated. Then from here let us read. Ma vidvishavahai. Ma vidvishavahai. Vidyagrahana nimittam. Vidyagrahana nimittam. Shishyasya acharyasya va. Shishyasya acharyasya va. Pramadakrutād anyāyād vidveshah prāptah. Pramadakrutād anyāyād vidveshah prāptah. Tat shamanāya. Iyam ashihi ma vidvishavahai. Iyam ashihi ma vidvishavahai. Iti. Maiva iteretaram vidvesha mapadyavahai. Maiva iteretaram vidvesha mapadyavahai. Okay. So ma vidvishavahai. You know what is dvesha? Dvesha means ill feeling, hatred, dislike. So ma vidvishavahai. May we not dislike each other. So there can be a situation where the student and teacher also may have some dislike. So maybe in the modern situation it may not be so possible, because a modern teacher goes to a classroom and then the student also comes from somewhere. The student does not know who the teacher is, and then teacher does not know who the student is. He simply goes to the classroom, he explains something and goes away. It may be so even in a Vedanta class. Suppose you go to some, some place, place where the Vedanta is told. So the teacher is telling about 20, 30 odd people. He may not be, his relationship may not be so personal because the student is not totally dependent on the teacher. In olden days, the student was totally dependent on the teacher. He was staying in that Gurukula. His guru's wife used to cook food for them. And then this boy, he had to go and get some firewood to assist the, Guru Patni. So all this thing was there. So one day, suppose this fellow does not get the firewood properly, his wife will complain, this fellow has not brought the firewood. So the teacher will be angry with that boy. So like that, various situations can be there where the student and teacher, the teacher can have some little bit of misunderstanding. So that is what he says. Vidyagrahana nimittam, or maybe even while telling also, the teacher may not be able to explain something properly. And then this student is a very intelligent fellow. Or the student is not able to grasp and the teacher is expecting too much from him. So various situations can be there. Vidyagrahana nimittam shishyasya acharyasya va, either on the part of the teacher or on the part of the student. Pramada kruta. It is not intentional. Pramada means inadvertently. One day, suppose the student has forgotten to greet his teacher in a proper way. Maybe something like that. Or he put some question which the teacher misunderstood it in a wrong, he understood it in a wrong way. He took it as an affront to him. So something like that. It is possible. Pramada kruta anyayat. Pramada kruta anyaya. Anyaya means a feeling of injustice. I am so sincere, but then this chap is not treating me well, or something like that. Some sort of anyaya, a feeling of injustice, some sense of injustice, and accusing each other. So such things. Anyaya, vidvesha praptaha. Vidvesha is possible to be there. The vidvesha is quite possible. Then tat shamanaya. In order to avert such things, ma vidvishavaha iti iyam ashihi. This particular prayer. Ashihi means this particular wish. This particular wish means this prayer. This prayer to the Supreme, that may such situation not arise. Ma vidvishavahai. So at the beginning of the class, when they recite this thing, both the teacher and student, if they keep an eye on the on the meaning of this mantra, so some little bit of cooling down will take place. So ma vidvishavahai. Maiva itareteram vidvesham apadyavahai. Maiva, ma eva. Never. Vidvesham apadyavahai. Never shall we have any sort of ill feeling towards each other. Shanti shanti shantiriti. Let us read.
Shanti shanti shantiriti.
Trirvachana muktartham.
Trirvachana muktartham.
Vakshyamana vidya vigna prashamanarthancha.
Vakshyamana vidya vigna prashamanarthancha.
Iyam shantihi.
Iyam shantihi.
Avignena atma vidya praptihi ashasyate.
Avignena atma vidya praptihi ashasyate.
Tanmulam hi param shreya iti.
Tanmulam hi param shreya iti.
Okay. Shanti shanti shantihi iti. We have seen this several times. One is adhyatmika, one is adhibhautika, one is adhidaivika. From all types of disturbances and also from internal disturbances. Adhyatmika, the basic thing is internal. My mind should be cool enough. I should not be internally agitated. If I am internally agitated, I am not able to receive any, I am not able to teach, nor the student will be able to receive. So, on the part of both student and the teacher, there should be some internal peace. There should not be an internal agitation of mind. So, shanti, shanti, shantiriti. Trirvachanam. Trirvachanam means saying it three times. Trihi vachanam. Three times. Trihi vachanam. Uktartham means the vartham, the meaning has been told earlier. Then vakshyamana vidya vigna prashamanarthancha. In order to avert any type of obstacle for the vidya which is going to be told. So that is the meaning. Vakshyamana. Iyam shantihi. This particular shanti. Then avignena. Or it is only when there are no obstacles. Vigna, Vigna means an obstacle. Avignena is only by averting all obstacles. Atma vidya praptihi ashasyate. Ashasyate means it is hoped. It is being hoped. Ashasyate. Ashaste jamano havirbhihi. We recite that mantra in the evening. Sandhyavandana. Ashasyate. Yeah, ashasyate. It is hoped. Tan moolam hi param shreya iti. It is only when you get that particular vidya, Atma Vidya, that only will lead us to param shreya, that supreme shreyas, that supreme, highest thing to be achieved can be done only through that Atma Vidya. Then now we will get into the main, bhashyam of the Brahmavalli. Now there is a small introduction which Shankaracharya is giving. Samhitadi Vishayani Karmabhihi Aviruddhani Upasanan Yuktani Karmabhir Aviruddhani Upasanan Yuktani Anantarancha Antas Sopadhikatma Darshana Muktam Sopadhikatma Darshana Muktam Sopadhikam Atma Darshanam. Fine, that also is okay. Uktam Vyahurti Dvarena Swarajya Phalam. Okay. So what has been told so far is now being told very, very briefly. Samhitadi Vishayani. So this the earlier in the earlier text, all these Samhita Upasanas and all those things they have been told. What type of Upasanas are they? Karmabhihi Aviruddhani. Those which do not contradict the karmas. Those Karmabhihi Aviruddhani. Those which do not contradict the karmas. You see, there are some Upasanas which are part and parcel of the karmas. So they are called Karmangavabadha Upasana. That is, as part and parcel of the karma, this Upasana also is told. Because we have seen in the beginning that an ordinary man, he is very comfortable with ordinary, pure karma. He just goes there, signs a check, and then all the things they come, all the equipment comes, and then the Purohit comes, and then the Purohit also receives his dakshina, and then this man has no mental involvement. Only physically he is sitting there. He has no mental involvement. So that is the primary stage. So then the secondary stage is, a little bit of Upasana also is told. You see, you not only be physically present, but let your mind also be present. You do this Upasana so that it gives you a greater phalam. So that is how the Shruti gradually induces a person, gradually leads a person to higher and higher levels. Initially, instead of going to a pub and drinking there and dancing and then doing all dirty things, you do some yajna, it says. So okay, physically you are sitting here. Then once you are disciplined to some extent, then it says you do some little bit of Upasana. So in that Upasana, it tells you, okay, you do this Upasana on Omkara. Omkara Upasana, why should I do Omkara Upasanas? Then it explains you what is the meaning of Omkara. Then it also says Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, etc. Or it may be on some Sopadhika Brahma, not that Hiranyagarbha Brahma. It may be much lower Sopadhika Brahma also. You may be doing some Upasana on some demigod. You may be doing some other Upasana. Some Upasana, somebody does some Anjaneya Upasana, somebody does some other Upasana, Saraswati Upasana, various things. Not necessarily that ultimate Hiranyagarbha Upasana. So all this thing is Upasana only. That is, it is also a type of karma. Upasana also is a type of karma. It is not contradicting karma. And whatever is achievable by karma is something which will only produce a limited result. You may attain that so-called Brahmaloka or Hiranyagarbhaloka, but that again is time-bound. That is not ultimate realization. That is what is Vedanta says. Vedanta says that Hiranyagarbhaloka, okay, a person goes there. There may not be any return from there. The difference between Pitruloka and that is, Pitruloka again you return, or a heaven you return. But then there you don't return. Punaravartanam may not be there. But still that is not ultimate realization. The Vedanta says that ultimate realization is only by knowing yourself. So that is the point. So karmabhihi aviruddhani upasanan yuktani anantarancha, thereafter sopadhika atmadarshana muktam vyahurti dvarena swarajya phalam. Sopadhika, we know these two words called sopadhika and nirupadhika. Sa plus upadhika. That which is delimited by an upadhi is sopadhika. Sa plus upadhi. Upadhikam means that which has upadhi or delimited by an upadhi. Sa upadhikam. Sopadhika. Nirupadhika. That which is not delimited by any upadhi. That is the supreme reality, that supreme consciousness is something which is unlimited, not delimited. Whereas this Hiranyagarbha Brahma is again a delimited form only, because what Vedanta says is that in that supreme consciousness there is a power called Maya. It is an expression, a creative power called Maya. And then in that Maya, this notion of I, when that notion of I emerges, the first notion of I is called the Hiranyagarbha. And that is the Prathamo Jivaha. And in that notion of I only all God forms we visualize. We have seen in Gita Bhashya and Kathopanishad Bhashya and all those places. So, that all that is Sopadhika, that is delimited. It is something which is delimited by Maya. Maya Vachinna Chaitanyam Ishvaraha. That is how Ishvara or God is defined. Maya Vachinnam. When we say God, this particular God, so that is again, it is a delimited thing only. So Brahman is something which is beyond that idea of God. So that is what we have to see first. So Sopadhika Atma Darshanam Uktam. Atma Darshanam means understanding of a limited Brahma. Darshanam, he is understanding, not seeing. Darshanam is understanding of a limited Brahma has been told. Then what is that? Vyahruti dvarena swarajya phalam. So Vyahruti, bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvaha, mahaha, etc. And then what was the phalam told? Swarajya phalam. Swarajyam. That is, he identifies himself with that swarat. He identifies himself with that Hiranyagarbha. So that is what is the phalam told. Then nacha etavata asheshatah samsara bijasya upamardhanamasti ityatah
अशेषतः संसार बीजस्य उपमर्दनमस्ति इत्यतः
उपमर्दनमस्ति इत्यतः अशेषोपद्रव बीजस्य अज्ञानस्य निवृत्त्यर्थं विधूत सर्वोपाधि विशेषात्मदर्शनार्थं आत्मदर्शनार्थं इदमारभ्यते ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परम इत्यादि. Okay. So Anantaramcha means thereafter. Now initially Anantaramcha we told that line. So that Sopadhika Atma Darshanam has been told. Nacha itavata asheshatah samsara bijasya upamardanam. Nacha etavata means merely by this. Nacha itavata by this. Merely by this. Asheshatah samsara bijasya upamardanam asti. Samsara bijasya upamardanam. Samsara bijam. What is samsara bijam? The root cause of samsara. Avidya. The root cause of samsara is avidya or ignorance. So samsara, what is the meaning of samsara? Transmigration. Samsara does not mean world. Samsara means transmigration in the case of a jiva. A jiva takes birth. Again he does some activity. Again he attains some punyam, papam, etc. Again he takes up another birth in order to experience that fruit, experience the fruit of that good or bad fruit of that karma. So it goes on and on and on. So this is called samsara. And for this samsara, the root cause is supposed to be ajnana. Ajnana means the inability to know the real nature of one's own self. That is ajnana. So the ignorance about one's own self. So asesha, what is the line here? Samsara bijasya upamardhanam. Upamardhanam means totally destroying. Mardhanam, you know the word. Mardhanam means beating, thrashing. Upamardhanam, completely thrashing it out, thrashing it. So that is not possible by this etavata nacha samsara bijasya upamardhanam asti. That is, na has to be applied here. So this samsara bijasya upamardhanam na sambhavati. It doesn't take place here by this mere Sopadhika Brahma, because even at the Sopadhika Brahma, there is something pending. You have gone to that level, some very close to that, but not exactly reached it. So it is like that. So it is something like when you approach a city, in the outskirts of the city, your train stops and then for a long time that signal doesn't come. So it is like that. So upamardhanamasti ityataha asheshopadrava bijasya ajnanasya. Ashesha upadrava bijasya ajnanasya. So this ajnana is a bijam. Bijam means the root cause, the seed for ashesha upadrava, endless upadrava. Ashesha, endless. Ashesha Upadrava. Upadrava is here in this case some not exactly obstacle. Upadrava is something a negative thing. Upadrava, something which is a, let us say, something which is undesirable. Upadrava. Upadravam we say, the Upadravam vachindi we say, we use that word in Telugu also. Upadrava is something which is unwanted thing. All this unwanted thing called samsara, ashesha upadrava. This is endless. This endless negative thing. Upadrava, for the bija for that is ajnana. So of that ajnana, nivrutyartham, in order to eradicate, nivrutti means eradication, ajnanasya nivrutyartham, then what is needed? Atma darshanam arabhyate. Atma darshanam. Atma darshanam, what type of Atma darshanam? Vidhuta sarvopadhi vishesha Atma darshanam. That is understanding of the self. In what manner? Vidhuta sarva upadhi vishesham. Vidhuta. Vidhuta actually is just to shake off. Avadhuta, you know the word avadhuta. Avadhuta is one who has just shaken off. It is something like you take a cloth and just shake it off. So like that you have shaken it off, shaken off all the bonds. So that is what is avadhuta. He has shaken off all the bonds, threw away all the bonds, and then he has gone into that. So this is also vidhuta. Totally beaten out, shaken off. So shaken off. Vidhuta, what? Sarva upadhi vishesha. All these upadhi visheshas. So if you are talking about a Swargaloka, it is an upadhi. If you talk about some other loka, it is an upadhi. You talk about some other achievement, it is an upadhi. All these upadhis, they are all delimited. So here, what is aimed at? What is aimed at is sarva upadhi, vidhuta sarva upadhi. That is, you have to shake off all these upadhis, including that Hiranyagarbha upadhi. Including that Hiranyagarbha upadhi, you have to shake off and then go beyond. Understand that. What is the beyond that? So, Vishesha, Atma darshanartham. Atma darshanam is to understand that type of Atman. Idam arabhyate brahmavid apnoti param ityadi. So, this sopadhika Atma darshanam was achieved till now. Till now means by practicing all the meditations which were mentioned in the Shikshavalli, sopadhika Atma darshanam was achieved. That means he has understood that delimited say Brahma or so delimited Atma. But here, now you have to go to the level of Nirupadhika. That has to be achieved now. So that is the idea, that is the objective here. Then Brahmavid apnoti, Brahmavid apnoti param ityadi.
Brahmavid apnoti param ityadi.
Brahmavid apnoti. We should not say Brahmavid apnoti, Brahmavid apnoti param.
Brahmavid apnoti param
ityadi. Prayojanam chasya brahmavidyayaha.
Prayojanam chasya brahmavidyayaha.
Avidya nivrittihi.
Avidya nivrittihi.
Tataha atyantika samsara bhavaha.
Tataha atyantika samsara bhavaha.
Samsara bhavaha.
Samsara bhavaha.
Okay. Brahmavid apnoti param ityadi. That is being now told. So let us read the mantra also. Mantra in my book is not in one place. One line is there in one place. Anyway, let us read one or two lines only.
Okay.
Let us read. Brahmavida apnoti param.
Brahmavida apnoti param.
Tadesha abhyukta.
Tadesha abhyukta.
Satyam jnanamanantam brahma.
Satyam jnanamanantam brahma.
Yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman.
Yo
veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman.
Yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman.
Parame, okay, anyway, forget about that. So shnute sarvan kaman saha.
So shnute sarvan kaman saha.
Acha, your kaman also there are two lines there. Anyway, my book doesn't have any lines. Okay, we will stop here because up to this point only Shankaracharya has written about 5-6 pages Bhashyam, and in fact we should remember that this particular Anuvaka will take at least 8 to 10 classes. So let us be prepared for that. So Prayojanam, so Brahmavid apnoti param ityadi. So let us see the mantra first. Brahmavid apnoti param. That means Brahmavid means one who knows Brahman. Apnoti param. He apnoti, attains. Param. Param means that supreme. And what is that supreme? Supreme again is Brahman only. That Supreme again is not different from Brahman. So Brahmavid Brahmaiva apnoti. Brahma apnoti, he attains Brahma. Of course, some other Upanishad says Brahmaiva bhavati. He becomes Brahma. Apnoti means becomes only bhavati. Brahmavid apnoti, Brahmaiva Brahma, Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati, both are one and the same. So Brahmavid apnoti param, tad esha abhyukta, tad esha abhyukta. Tat means tasmat, here, for that purpose. Tadarthameva. Tat means tadarthameva, tasmat, esha ruk abhyukta. Esha means this particular ruk. Esha, ruk is feminine. So that is esha, tad esha. Tad means tasmat, for that reason, or in order to explain that. You see, Brahmavid apnoti param is the statement. In order to explain that, tad artha jnapanartham, let us say, tad means tad artha jnapanartham, in order to explain that esha means this particular ruk is being told, this particular mantra is being told. Abhyukta means it is being very well said. Abhi plus ukta, abhyukta, so excellently said. So excellently said, that's a better way. Then what does it say? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So this is the most excellent statement. That is why he says abhyukta, so excellently stated. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. You cannot find the definition of the Supreme Reality better than this in any other place, anywhere in the world. That you can take it for granted, and we will understand it once you go through the Bhashyam. Because at the level of any religion, what does a religion say? A religion says, okay, this is what is my God. Okay, this is what my person, the person who has given the religion, he has had an interaction with God, and then he has seen God on this particular mountain. So this God appeared. So something like that, some story will be there. So God is there somewhere in heaven. In heaven all the buildings are made of gold, and all the roads are also paved with gold, and everything is golden there. And then there is what is called hell somewhere downwards. And then there all the bad fellows, they go there. But there again there is one man called devil who again challenges the God always. So this is the type of story at the level of religion. So at the level of religion, whatever you say, it is something which is totally delimited. That is, God is there somewhere means he is limited to that place. And he may be a very powerful man, but he is limited to that place. And then there is always somebody who is challenging him at the level, in the name of devil or something. So whatever is told at the level of religion as something called God is something which is always delimited. Whereas Upanishad is not, the design or intention is not to establish a religion. The intention is to know what is the truth, what is the reality. So that is the reason why the Upanishadic Rishis, they have defined this Brahma, the Supreme Reality, in that sense, in that manner. What is the how? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. What is Satyam, what is Jnanam, and what is Anantam? Shankaracharya is going to discuss, because there was a big debate even in those days as to what is meaning of reality, what is the meaning of Anantam, what is the meaning of Jnanam. So Satyam, as we tentatively let us take it as truth. Jnanam, tentatively let us understand it as knowledge. Anantam, tentatively let us take it as infinity. That is Brahma. Then Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha. So that is the line coming after so many pages. Yeah, so, Yo Veda, the one who knows, this word we know, Yo Veda, Nihitam Guhayam, that is Guhayam Nihitam. Parame Vyoman Guhayam Nihitam. Parame Vyoma, Vyoma means sky. Parama Vyoma means the supreme sky. The sacred place, the most sacred place. What is the most sacred place? One's own Buddhi Guha, one's own the cave called intellect. The cave called intellect. In one's own cave called intellect, Yo Veda Nihitam. Nihitam means hidden. In that Buddhi Guha, the one who knows this Brahma who is hidden, who is hiding rather, who is hidden or nobody has put it there. It is there, it is hidden there in that Buddhi Guha, in that cave called intellect. The one who knows in one's own Parame Vyoma, that Hridaya Kasha as we say. Hridaya does not mean heart, physical heart, Hridaya means intellect. So in that Hridaya Kasha, one who knows then that person Ashnute sarvan kaman saha brahmana vipasyiteti. So he attains completeness, he attains fullness. Saha ashnute. Ashnute means attains. Sarvan kaman, whatever he desires. That is, it is only when you are a purna, it is only when you are complete, when you are full, you are infinite. It is only when you are infinite that you have all desires, all your desires are fulfilled. So he attains that fullness, he attains purnatva, he becomes Brahma, he attains that ananta, anantatvam. So that is the result of that. Brahmana vipasyiteti. Along with that Brahma, and also as an equal to Brahma, he attains that fullness. So up to this point, let us read that mantra. Will stop here because that mantra is going on. Tasmad vaye tasmad atmana akasha sambhutah, etc. We will see that later. So let us see this. Brahmavidapnoti param ityadi. Then prayojananchasya brahmavidyayaha asya brahmavidyayaha. Of this brahmavidya, what is the prayojanam? Because we have to know the prayojanam also. Unless we know the prayojanam or the usefulness of something, we will not even go to the class. It is only when you know that there is some use, then we will go to that. What is the prayojanam? Avidya nivrittihi. Avidya is that ignorance, and avidya is something which is supposed to be anadi. Anadi means beginningless. That means you cannot say that avidya started at a particular time. That is, the supreme consciousness is very much there, and in that consciousness it is, this avidya is coeval word, that word is used, coeval with Brahman. That is, we cannot say it is just coexisting. It is a coeval with that Brahman. It is there, that capacity to manifest, it is there. And then, but then that avidya can come to an end. Avidya is manifesting as this world. Avidya is manifesting as you and me. And avidya is making us think that we are this body-mind complex. It is making us think that we are this Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, etc., etc. It is making us identify with all these koshas. And then, but then this avidya can be eradicated by vidya. So that means avidya is beginningless, but it has an end. It has an end. How can it have an end? It can have an end by knowledge. So avidya nivrittihi tataha atyantika samsara bhavaha. Then only atyantika means completely, without any sort of there is no question of relapsing. Atyantika samsara abhavaha. Abhavaha means the absence, the eradication. This samsara abhava, this transmigration totally comes to a halt. So that is it. Then vakshyati cha vidwan na bibheti kutaschana iti samsara nimitte cha sati abhayam pratishtham vindate ityanupapannam krutakrute punyatape natapataha iti cha. Okay. Atovagамyate asmad vijnanat sarvatma brahma vishayat atyantika samsara bhava iti. Okay. So here samsara bhava vakshyati cha. Vakshyati cha means the text is going to say vakshyati, that is future tense. Vakshyati cha, what is the text going to say? Vidwan na bibheti kutaschana. Vidwan, that is the one who knows. Vidwan, a learned man. Ordinary meaning of vidwan is a learned man. But here vidwan means one who knows Brahma. Na bibheti kutaschana. Na bibheti. Why does a man fear? Why does a man have this sense of fear? Fear means he is having some rival. He is facing some threat. So which means he is perceiving duality. That means he is perceiving himself as a limited person, and then he is perceiving somebody who is opposed to him, somebody who is doing some harm to him. So that is why he is afraid of that. So vidwan na bibheti kutaschana means vidwan he has attained that purnatva. Vidwan he has attained oneness with Brahma. He has attained that oneness with Brahma, so he does not see anybody as outside him. So that is why there is no need for fear. Na bibheti kutaschana. So he has attained that awareness that there is nothing outside him. Na bibheti kutaschana. Then samsara nimittecha sati means in case this samsara is not eradicated, in case that awareness is not there, in case such awareness is not there, then this samsara continues. Then samsara nimittecha sati, in case this samsara continues to exist, samsara nimittecha sati means in case that samsara continues to exist, then abhayam pratishtam vindate iti anupapannam. So that state where he can say that he has attained that abhaya pratishtha, where he is settled in that level, in that state of fearlessness, so that is impossible if samsara continues. If samsara continues to exist, so this state of abhayam pratishtha, etc., it is impossible. Iti anupapannam. Abhayam pratishtham vindate. Vindate literally means knows, attains. Abhayam pratishtham vindate means he is in that state of awareness of abhaya. Abhaya means fearlessness. Pratishtha means he is well settled in that awareness. He is so well established in that awareness. Then kruta krute punya pape na tapataha. This is again the same from the same text. The same Brahmavali only. The earlier one, abhayam pratishtham vindate, is from the 7th Anuvaka. Kruta krute punya pape na tapataha is from the 10th Anuvaka. Kruta krute. Kruta akruta. That is something which is performed or not performed. Kruta akruta. Something which is performed or not performed. Punya pape. Punya and papa. This is all in dvivachana. Kruta krute punya pape na tapataha. Tapataha is also in dvivachana. Tapati tapataha tapanti. So this punya and papa, these two things, they don't affect him. So for somebody who has attained that fullness, this punya and papa, they lose relevance. Punya and papa have relevance only when a person identifies himself with the body-mind complex, and only when he does some karma in order to achieve something, and in that limited level of awareness, then punya, papa, all these things exist. Punyam, papam, heaven, etc., heaven, hell, etc., they are only at the vyavaharika level. At the paramarthika level, there is no punya, papa, heaven, hell, etc. So that is the point. So this point we have to always keep in mind. All the talk about heaven, hell, etc., they are all at the vyavaharika level. So at the paramarthika level, it is nothing, the punya, papa, etc., they lose their relevance. It does not mean a jnani can commit a murder and get away. It only means that a jnani will never do any such thing. A jnani will never do any such thing. Jnani is always in that state of Brahman awareness. He will never do any such thing, because killing somebody means he is again doing it with a notion of I. So which means he is not a jnani. A jnani can never do that. By definition, he can never do that. So that is why punya papa, he goes beyond this punya papa. Then ataha avagamyate, by that it is known. Ato avagamyate means ataha, it is known, it is learnt that what asmad vijnanat sarvatma brahma vishayad atyantika samsara bhavaha iti. So from this vijnana, asmad vijnanat, from this awareness, what type of awareness? Sarvatma brahma vishayat. This awareness relating to this Brahma, which is Sarvatma, which is the self of all. This Brahma is the self of all. Sarvatma. This is Sarvatma Brahma Vishayat. This knowledge relating to Sarvatma Brahma. This Brahma, which is the self of all. Sarvatma Brahma Vishayat. Atyantika Samsara Bhavaha. That is total eradication or total absence of this samsara. Total eradication of this, absolute eradication of this samsara can happen only by knowing this Atma, which is the self of everybody. So that is it. Then Swayamevacha Prayojanamaha Brahmavidapnoti Param Ityadaveva Sambandha Prayojana Jnapanartham. Okay. Swayamevacha Prayojanamaha. The text itself is saying, Swayameva means not a person here, Swayameva. The text itself is saying what? Swayamevacha Prayojanamaha. The text is saying what? Brahmavida apnoti param. tadesha abhyukta. So Brahmavid apnoti param. The text itself is saying Brahmavid apnoti param iti. Adaveva. Adaveva means Adav eva. In the beginning itself. Adav eva. In the beginning itself. In the beginning itself, the text is making clear what is the prayojana, what is the sambandha, etc. You see, we are familiar with this word called Anubandha Chatushtaya. Anubandha Chatushtaya, you are familiar with that. Anubandha Chatushtaya means whenever you take a text, who is the adhikari, who is the person eligible to study it, what is the vishaya, what is the subject matter, sambandha, in what manner it is going to, the text is going to introduce or teach that thing. And then prayojana, what is the ultimate prayojana, what is the benefit which the reader is going to get. So adhikari, sambandha, adhikari, vishaya, sambandha, prayojana, these two are called Anubandha Chatushtaya. These are all connected things which are told at the beginning of a text. Even the modern, if you go to a modern management room also, then they will say what are the objectives and things like that. There are certain new words you will see for the same Anubandha Chatushtaya. You will see some modern words. So Anubandha Chatushtaya is now being told. So here, iti adaveva sambandha prayojana jnapanartham. In order to remind, jnapanam is in order to remind that sambandha and prayojana. It is saying in the beginning itself, Brahmavid apnoti param. Brahmavid is the person. He apnoti param. So it is explaining the sambandha and prayojana in that manner. Then nirjnatayorhi sambandha prayojanayoho.
Nirjnatayorhi sambandha prayojanayoho.
Vidya shravana grahana dharanabhyasartham pravartate.
Vidya shravana
grahana dharanabhyasartham pravartate.
Grahana dharanabhyasartham pravartate.
So a person engages himself. Pravartate means engages himself. A person will engage himself only when nirgnatayorhi. He means because nirgnatayorhi sambandha prayojanayoho. It is only when the sambandha and prayojana are so well known. Nirjnataha. Nirjnataha means nishchayena jnataha. Nihi nis plus jnata. Nirjnata. That is nishchayena jnataha. It is only when it is very well established. So you go to some class, the teacher will say what are the objectives, he will have a lesson plan, and in that lesson plan he will tell you what are the objectives and what is the ultimate benefit which you are going to get, etc. So it is only when the sambandha and prayojana are told, then a person will engage himself in what? Vidya shravana grahana dharana abhyasartham pravartate. He will get engaged in Vidya shravana. Shravana means first listening. Goes and then he listens to this Vedanta text. Then grahana, he has to understand grahana. Then dharana abhyasa. Dharana abhyasa means nididhyasana. Dharana abhyasa. Shravana is one. Grahana, that is he has to retain. He has to retain yuktibhihi anuchintanam mananam. That is by logic, by applying logic from different directions, he validates whatever he has learnt. So that is what is mananam. Grahana dharana, Shravana grahana, then dharana abhyasa. Dharana abhyasa, he has to retain it. Dharana. So that is nididhyasana. And for that, pravartate, he gets engaged in that. Then Shravanadi purvakam hi vidyaphalam.
Shravanadi purvakam hi vidyaphalam.
Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavya.
Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavya.
Ityadi shrutyantarebhyah.
Ityadi shrutyantarebhyah.
Okay, now Shravanadi purvakam hi vidyaphalam. He means yasmat. Because vidyaphalam Shravanadi purvakam. So the fruit of that vidya, the result of that vidya will be attained only by Shravanam. Shravanadi. Shravanadi purvakam means it has to be preceded by Shravanam, etc. Shravanadi purvakam means it should be preceded by Shravana, etc. Shravana, etc. means Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. They have to precede. It is only when these things are there that a person attains that vidya phalam, the fruit of that vidya. And then what he gives a quotation from Brihadaranyaka. This is a very, very well-known line. Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavyah. Shrotavyaha, that Atma vare drashtavyaha. Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavyah. That is, this Atma, this self, is something which has to be Shrotavyaha, Shravana. Shravana means understanding the teachings of the text. understanding the teachings of the Upanishadic lines like Tattvamasi, Brahma, say Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, etc., etc., in what way they have to be understood. So he has to understand them properly. Then Mantavyaha, he has to logically validate. Then Nididhyasanam, that is, he has to internalize it, he has to actualize it, he has to internalize it. Whatever he says, he has to feel it. You see, the text says Tattvamasi. So I have to feel to some extent I have to feel that Tattvamasi. Every day while going to bazaar or in the shop I may not feel, but at least sometimes I should feel Aham Brahmasmi. When somebody says Tattvamasi, I should feel, the text says Tattvamasi, I should feel, yes, Aham Brahmasmi, I should feel. So that is it. So Nididhyasitavya ityadi Shrutyantarebhya. Shrutyantara means another Shruti. Another Shruti means he is referring to Brihadaranyaka Shruti. Then now it is coming to Brahmavit. Brahmavit Brahmeti Vakshyamana Lakshanam Bruhattavatvat Brahma Tad Vetti Vijanati iti Brahmavit. Okay, Vijanati iti Brahmavit. Apnoti Param Parapnoti Param Niratishayam Tadeva Brahma Param. Okay, Brahmavit. Now he is mentioning that Pratika, Brahmavit. Brahma iti Vakshyamana Lakshanam. Brahma iti, by saying that Brahma, Vakshyamana Lakshanam, the definition which is going to be told. Lakshanam actually means definition. Lakshanam is actually a definition. Vakshyamana Lakshanam, what is that? Of course, that Lakshanam will be told again. But now he is just explaining the etymological meaning of the word. Why? What is the meaning of Brahma? Brahmanam. The Bruhi Vruddhav. The root is Bruhi Vruddhav. That is something which grows. Which grows means which expands, which grows and expands. That is what is Brahma. There is nothing greater than that. Bruhattamatvat Brahma. Bruhattama. That is the greatest. Bruhat Tara, Bruhat Tama. Bruhat means mighty, big. Bruhat Tara, mightier or greater. Bruhat Tama is greatest. Greatest means there is nothing beyond that. There is nothing bigger than that. The biggest. Here the sense is biggest. Bruhi Vruddhav. That is the root. That is, it expands. You think of huge, say, mighty galaxies. Yes, it is beyond that. It covers that galaxies also. This whole space is something which covers so many galaxies. It covers so many universes. So the whole cosmos. So the whole cosmos is in the space, and that space again is in that Atma only. In that Atma only that space is there. So that means this Atma or Brahma is something which is beyond that space. So in that sense it has to be understood. Bruhattamatvat Brahma Tad Vetti Vijanati. That he understands. Vijanati iti Brahmavit. So such a person is called Brahmavit. And what does he get? Apnoti. Apnoti means prapnoti. Param Niratishayam Tadeva Brahma Param. Niratishayam. Niratishayam means something which is unparalleled. Atishaya means something exceeding another thing. Atishaya. Saha Atishayate means he excels. That is, he excels all other people. Niratishayam means something for which there is no other parallel. Something unparalleled. Something which cannot be excelled. So that is Niratishayam Tadeva Brahma. Then Nahi Anyasya Vijnanad Anyasya Praptihi.
Nahi Anyasya Vijnanad Anyasya Praptihi.
Spashtam cha Shrutyantaram.
Spashtam cha Shrutyantaram.
Brahma Praptimeva.
Brahma Praptimeva.
Brahmavido Darshayati.
Brahmavido Darshayati.
Sayohavai Tat Paramam Brahmaveda Brahmaiva Bhavati Ityadi.
Sayohavai Tat Paramam Brahmaveda Brahmaiva Bhavati
Ityadi. Okay. Nahi Anyasya Vijnanad Anyasya Praptihi. Suppose you know something, you don't become it. You know a pen, you don't become a pen. You know some, say a person, you don't become a person. You know a city, you don't become that city. You know about some Ganapati or Saraswati, you don't become Ganapati or Saraswati. Of course, Upasana, the purpose of Upasana is to become that only. That is a different sense. You may become that, but then that is in a limited sense. That is in a limited sense. So, but here, When Brahmaiva Brahmavit, once you understand Brahma, you become Brahma. So the point here is nahi anyasya vijnanad anyasya praptihi. If you know something, you cannot attain, you don't attain it. But here you are attaining it. By knowing something, you are attaining it. Anyasya vijnanad anyasya praptihi. Spashtam cha shrutyantaram. This Shrutyantaram also is also quoting. Of course, all these things he is going to explain. I am reading it first, but he is going to explain also. Spashtam cha Shrutyantaram. The Shrutyantaram is another text, another Shruti is going to say, Brahma Praptimeva Brahmavidaha Darshayati. Brahmavido means Brahmavidaha Brahma Praptimeva Darshayati. Shrutyantaram Brahmavidaha Brahma Praptim Darshayati means this Shrutyantara is going to talk about Brahma Prapti in the case of a Brahmavit. In the case of a Brahmavit, he will attain Brahma itself. So that is being told by another Shruti. What does that Shruti say? Sa yo havai tat paramam Brahmaveda. Sa yo yaha saha. The one who sa yaha. Havai. Havai is, it is well known. Prasiddhametat. Prasiddha dvyatanartham. Sa yo havai tat paramam Brahmaveda. The one who knows that paramam Brahma, Brahmaveda, Brahmaiva bhavati ityadi. So he becomes that Brahman itself. Then there is a small Purvaksha here. Let us read. Nanu sarvagatam sarvasyatma bhutam brahma vakshyati.
Nanu sarvagatam sarvasyatma bhutam brahma vakshyati.
Ato naapyam.
Ato naapyam.
Praptisya anyasya anyena.
Praptisya anyasya anyena.
Parichinnasya cha parichinnena drushta.
परिच्छिन्नस्य च परिच्छिन्नेन दृष्टा
अपरिच्छिन्नं सर्वात्मकं च ब्रह्म इत्यतः
अपरिच्छिन्नं सर्वात्मकं च
ब्रह्मेत्यतः परिच्छिन्नवद् अनात्मवच्च तस्य आप्तिरनुपपन्ना. So up to this point is Purvapaksha. The Purvapakshi says, you see, you say Brahmavidu apnoti param. Apnoti means attains. Param apnoti. So when you define that Brahma is something which is infinite, how can that infinite be achieved? Brahmavid apnoti param. You see, that infinite is something which cannot be achieved. It is only when you are a limited person and you are attaining something else limited thing. Say you are here, you have to go to, say, the bazaar, you have to go and get something to the bazaar. So you are delimited. That bazaar also is delimited. So you go to that mall or something, that also is delimited. So somebody who is a parichinna can go and get another parichinna vastu. Parichinna means some delimited. Somebody who is a parichinna can go and get something parichinna, which is also delimited. But here you are talking about some aparichinna. You are talking about something infinity. How can that be achieved? So that is the doubt. Nanu sarvagatam sarvasyatma bhutam brahma vakshyati. So the text is going to say that this Brahma is something which is sarvagatam, which is all pervading. Sarvagatam is which is all pervading, all encompassing. Sarvasya atma bhutam, that is the self of everything, that is the self of all. Iti Brahma vakshyati. Then therefore ataha na apyam. Apyam means something which can be achieved, something which can be attained. You see, there is some huge, say, Brahma is there. That huge Brahma, you can't keep it in your pocket and say that I have got it. Ato na apyam. So, na apyam. Praptisya anyasya anyena. You see, anyaha anyena. Anyasya anyena praptihi sambhavati. That is, a person can say attain something else. Anyasya anyena. A person X can attain something called A or B. But what is this X and A or B? Parichinnasya parichinnena. A parichinna vyakti parichinnena parichinnasya vastunaha aptihi bhavati. Sambhavati. So by a parichinna vyakti, the attainment of something else parichinna, it is possible. But not in the case of aparichinnam sarvatmakam cha vastu. Aparichinnam sarvatmakam cha brahma. This Brahma is something which is aparichinnam. You know the word parichinna. Parichinna means delimited. We know that there are three types of paricheda. Paricheda means delimitation. Parichinna means delimited. Three types of parichedas Vedanta they talk about. What are these things? देश परिच्छेद, वस्तु परिच्छेद, काल परिच्छेद. Desha Paricheda means Desha means a place, not a country. Desha means a place. I am in this place. I am not in, say, my house now. I am in this place. I am not in my house now. That means I am delimited by space. I am delimited by a place. Desha Parichinna. Then Kala Parichinna. I am also delimited by time. Kala is time. That is, I was born some 60 odd years ago, and then I will be there for a few more years. So this is the Kala Paricheda. I was not there 1 century ago, I will not be there after 1 century. So that is Kala Paricheda. That is, I am delimited by time. I am totally, not only me, everything. Even if you take earth, the whole earth you take, even this whole earth, it originated at some point of time. The life of earth, if you see, the life, it originated a few billion years ago. And then it will be there after, say, for a few more billions, and then it will disappear. So it will have its own disappear, and it will its own way of disappearing. So whatever you take, it is Kala Parichinna. Whatever you take is Desha Parichinna, and whatever you take is Vastu Parichinna. Vastu Parichinna means, suppose I take this pen. This pen is not a glass, and glass is not a pen. I am not you and you are not me. So this is Vastu Parichinna. I am limited by you and you are limited by me, delimited by me. So these three types of Parichinna is there in everything you see, but not in Brahma. So Brahma is something which is aparichinnam, sarvatmakam cha Brahma ityataha, parichinnavad anatmavachya. As though it is something called Parichinna, as though it is some anatma, and it's parichinnavad anatmavachya. As though it is not the self. Tasya aptihi anupapanna. Tasya aptihi means attainment. Its attainment is something which is improbable. It is improbable, anupapanna. It is inconceivable, it is improbable. So we will see the reply in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.